Hey, it's John and Mike from brew-2s.com. So this week we're talking about some...
Cream ale!
Cream ale! Week 2.
Sorry.
So this week, John's been doing a little dry hopping.
Did some dry hopping.
A little experimenting with dry hopping.
I don't know. I know experimenting, but it was like the first time I thought I actually knew what I was doing.
All right. Tell us about it.
Not really. So I think I got a hot tip. I actually wrote about this a while ago. Because I was putting together a harvest lager. It's all about homegrown hops. And we got a hot tip from Brew Your Own magazine. I think it was from that Mr. Wizard guy. And he was all about...
Ashton Lewis?
Yes, if you're going to dry hop, do it during primary fermentation, probably towards the end of it. The reason being that there could be some creepy crawlies on your hops, and I was thinking, I have homegrown hops. They could have picked up all kinds of things during the drying process, during the storage process.
Especially if they came from your brother's house.
Yes, agreed. Sorry, Jim. But, because of that, I wanted to not introduce weird things to my beer, especially with a lager, which is supposed to be nice and clean, and probably those things would stand out. So with... sort of 4 days to go. I mean, I was monitoring the fermentation, just look and feel, for a few days into that second week of the fermentation. Once I saw that things were starting to really settle down, I pulled it out, did a diacetyl rest, and dry hopped at the same time. Since they were homegrown, whole cone hops, I had a mesh bag because I thought that was going to be a better way of introducing hops into the carboy rather than just plopping them one by one into the carboy opening the top. I put it in a mesh bag. And
you'd still be there now.
Shoved. Yes, I would be. We'd have to bring the
I'd just be by myself.
In the house, yeah. So he'll be here eventually.
Yeah. We're dry hopping.
So I had to shove that bag in there, and it was in contact with the beer probably, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days total. I think maybe 3. But from all... everything that I can sense, I haven't tasted it yet because I don't want to stick another thing into it. But just by smelling the aroma coming off the carboy, even in the lagering phase, smells very hoppy in terms of aroma, like probably more pronounced than any other beer I've ever brewed. And that's because I don't brew really hoppy beers, nor have I had success trying to brew a hoppy beer.
Right.
But it has a wonderful floral, almost, you can almost say like, these are American hops. There's a bit of citrus to it, even though it's Mount Hood, which is, more of a noble variety, or U.S. version derived from Hallertauer. Still, I'm thinking that just because it's the funkiness of the American terroir, there's some citrus notes to it. So in the week of Thanksgiving, it'll be ready to drink.
Cool.
We'll have a tasting. It won't be cream ale. It'll be a harvest lager.
So is it bottled now, or it's getting bottled?
It will be bottled it'll be bottled before Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
And maybe that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I can bring a bottle over and we can tape it and then put it on the
we'll have turkey legs.
We can smoke turkey legs.
We'll smoke turkey legs and drink harvest lager.
Yes, one hand and the other hand turkey leg.
People are going to be pretty disappointed if we don't manage to pull that off.
Yes, the two people who are watching this.
Yes,
right?
yes, all of them.
Hi, Jim. So I think that's it. The only other thought that I had was, if you're going to dry hop, go bold or go home. I was like, I'm going to, again, with homegrown hops, I have no idea. Alpha, acid content, I have no idea. So I said, I'm just going to stick a whole bunch in. I think I got between 2.5 and 3 ounces of hops into the carboy.
Right.
Jamming it in there, so I'm hoping that's exactly...
Aside from having too much vegetal matter, I really can't imagine having a beer that has too much hop aroma. Like, I could see too much bitterness. You could even almost envision too much hop flavor. But I don't think you could overdo aroma, right?
And like you were saying before we turned the camera on, that is probably going to settle down.
Yeah, if it was
time.
too much, you could always just wait a bit.
Yeah.
It's going to come down.
It's going to taste great in 6 months, guys. Wait.
I think another popular reason why they recommend dry hopping while fermentation is at its with a few points left to go.
Yeah.
It's because, you know, especially with whole flowers, there's a lot of void space in there which actually contains oxygen.
Yeah, that's true too.
And so by putting that in there while the yeast are still active, the yeast will actually absorb the oxygen
Yep.
and help limit the amount of oxidation
Yes.
that you can get from dry hopping.
Another great reason to dry hop.
Especially the
before
diacetyl
fermentation.
rest where you're driving off even some of the CO2.
Yeah.
Having that yeast a little more active to absorb the O2 helps
Yep.
prevent oxidation. So.
That was my plan, Michael.
Nice. We know what we're doing here.
We'll see. We have to taste it.
We should start a blog.
Maybe. And put some videos on
And
YouTube.
put some videos.
So
Nice.
That's it. So
Well, that's great.
That's our thoughts on dry hopping. Just two tips. Two tips on dry hopping. One, add it at the end of primary fermentation, and then go bold. Go for it. Why not?
Yep. And a third tip is make sure they're green hops, not brown.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they have to be fresh.
Yeah, fresh.
You know, open them up and look at them. You want to...
No cheesy hops.
Yes. Or oniony, like garlicky. That's
Some people like that stuff. I don't know.
People say that if they're old or, you know, like...
They get cheesy,
they get-
garlicky, I don't know. But like some of those like Chinook Simcoe can actually have like a... That's another
Dank.
video. That's another video.
That's totally another video.
Alright. So from John and Mike, brew-juice.com. Dry hop the heck out of it. Brew on.
And brew on. Brew on. Dry hop.